You've never heard me say this before, I know, but trying to time the market is like trying to catch a falling knife. And I've advised against this for the past decade, not only because it's stressful and you're probably going to bleed, but because I like to focus and direct my clients' focus to things we can actually control. So instead of fighting the Fed, today, let's talk about something else. So many have been focused on whether the Fed is going to hike or pause or cut in their rate hiking campaign. And I don't know what they will do, but I can tell you that sometimes when they hike interest rates up, mortgage interest rates actually go down. Why? Well, there's a lot of factors influencing the supply and demand of mortgage bonds, and those are what actually drive mortgage interest rates. Many are also obsessing about whether we're headed towards a recession or a quote-unquote soft landing. I can tell you that they will call this a full-blown recession when the labor market can no longer be disguised as strong. I can also tell you that mortgage interest rates will probably come down at that time. What I can't tell you is when that's going to happen so that you could time all your closings accordingly. So what can you tell us, Shivani? This. I can tell you to focus on what you can control, which is your own personal economy, rather than the shitstorm that is the national economy. If we can direct our clients to focus there, they're more likely to feel more in control themselves. Sure, the national economy impacts their personal economy. They go hand in hand, I get it. But let's focus a little more narrow today so we can keep this more productive. And if things are getting tricky for the nation as a whole, that's a great time for your clients to be focusing on buttoning up their own finances. Americans just passed $1 trillion in consumer debt, and a lot of that is being blamed on millennials, which is kind of logical because, well, I mean, it's all logical, but if you look at the numbers game, right, millennials would contribute to any data in the largest amount because we're the largest generation. So if you're measuring anything, millennials are going to be responsible for a lot of it, whether it's good or bad. But we also know that millennials really enjoy experiences, and they're going to spend their money there, whether they have it or not. I also learned this week that 56% of Americans could not cover from their savings a $1,000 emergency. They'd have to use their credit card for that too. Which does make me feel kind of dumb trying to help them afford a couple $100,000 house. But Rome wasn't built in a day, I guess. And real estate is its own separate economy. So let's assess it as an asset class. We have gone over, ad nauseum, how a housing crash is not mathematically possible in the near future. Loan quality is excellent, and Americans are sitting on almost $30 trillion in home equity. Two factors that are not likely going to lead to people defaulting on their mortgages en masse. We also know that the supply of homes is low in comparison to the demand for them, even with higher interest rates, which will support home prices and appreciation for years to come. Basically, as affordability declines, the asset becomes more desirable, which means those who are able to obtain it will have an even better return on their investment. But opportunity comes when the least amount of people are able to take advantage of it. That's the sad truth. And those are not actually my words, so the J-School grad in me needs to attribute the source, and that would be Rob Luna. We got to listen to him speak to a group of us, all real estate professionals this week, and he told us what he predicts happening in the next 18 to 24 months. Rob is a wealth manager for some of the wealthiest people in the country, so he's privy to some information that you and I aren't discussing on a day-to-day basis, most likely. After going over the leading and lagging indicators of what's happening in terms of a recession and the overall health of the American economy, he told us the same thing that I've been promoting here. Not to toot my own horn or anything. We need to focus on our own financial health. So when opportunity arises, say to buy a house using some amazing negotiation opportunity that allows us to improve our quality of life and not negatively impact ourselves by becoming house poor, you have to be able to take advantage of it, right? You have to know what you need to know to be able to identify the opportunity. You have to be informed in that sense, but then you also have to have the capital available to take advantage of the opportunity, which would mean for our clients boosting their credit, boosting their income, boosting their savings, and staying informed, which is probably the most important investment of all, right? Investing in yourself. So long story short today, yes, it is safe to buy in 2023. There's no looming housing crash. And if it makes financial sense for you personally, it's a good move. How do you make it make sense for you personally, financially? You get your finances right. How do you do that? You connect with the right advisors to help you. And as those trusted advisors ourselves, we need to focus on making our clients a success. Whether that's a long game or a short game, we need to be the ones guiding them, giving them the information they need, maybe even interpreting the information for them. If you do this, you will win continuously. I promise.